the existing. So that is the wisdom of old. But nevertheless, even then, in the other part of the Bible, it is also say, when you pray to your Father, enter into your secret chamber, or the closet, and pray in secret. And then your Father, who sees you pray in secret, will reward you openly. So now how do you pray in secret? The Bible teaches us that we must not pray loudly like the heathen do. Is that right? Yeah, don't make loud noise like the hypocrites or the heathens do, but enter into the secret chamber and pray secretly. Now, the secret is there. So that's why mostly we pray a lot. Very loud. Everybody hears it, except God. So most of the times, our wish doesn't get the fulfillment that it deserves, because we probably do not do what the Bible taught us. If we believe in the Bible, then we must study more carefully about what to do. According to very reliable source of research and archaeology, unearthed materials, we know that Jesus has been all over many countries, especially India, Tibet, and studied with many enlightened masters of different schools at that time. And you know, when you go to India and you truly search for masters, then you will find those with a meditative way of life. They will teach you at least meditation. I don't mean you just pick any on the street and worship him as a master. You must truly look for, yeah? Any of the masters I know practice meditation. And most of the famous Tibetan lamas do too, yeah? Even though probably in a different ways. But they do meditate. So if Jesus went there for 13 or 19 years, anyhow, more than dozens of years, then he probably had a chance to meet some of these so-called masters. He probably had met some of the underqualified masters before, probably teach him some mantras or do some yogic exercise or miracles or things like that to turn water into milk or water into wine, etc. He probably has learned these things in the earlier days before he met the so-called meditative masters of the Himalayas. But finally he would have met them. And even then, to do those tricks you must also do some kind of meditation technique, even though for sometimes only, temporarily. Now when Jesus met these people, then he must have meditated. He must learn how to meditate. Otherwise, how could he shut himself in the desert for 40 days without break? Can you just now suddenly go into the desert and shut yourself inside there for 40 days alone? It's impossible. Except with training, with preparation before. For example, for us, those who practice the meditation techniques we call Guanyin method, means observing the inner word, or the inner sound, the word of the Bible, or the sound of God. We often do a 7 days retreat, or sometimes 1 month retreat. For us, it's very usual. But for ordinary people who do not practice meditation, you cannot sit for 5 minutes, never mind 5 days. If you want to try to sit for 5 minutes without moving your mind or your body, then you become master already. Therefore, when we know that Jesus went to the desert for 40 days to meditate, we also could conclude or could get out the hint that he has been trained in meditation technique. He has been doing meditation all the time. And that probably is the last retreat that he does in order to go out to preach the message of God. Most of the masters do that before they go out into the world, or before they decided whether they want to take the cross or not. It's a kind of last minute when you hear the alarm clock in the morning, and you don't just wake up right away, you know you have to go, but last minute enjoy the warmth of the bed. Similarly, most of the masters, after enlightenment, if they know that God has assigned them the mission of being the prophet of the age or the messiah of the day, they would go into retreat for some time, just to prepare themselves mentally, physically, psychically to face the hard task ahead and to walk the long road that God has assigned to them. So you see the life of Buddha, no? You know the Buddha, yeah? Before he went out to preach the message, he also went on retreat for 49 days. Oh, 40 days. Probably Jesus also went for 49 days. Why 49 days? Because 7 times 7. You know, when you study many so-called mystical science, people believe in the number 7. Even they say God made the world in 6 days, and he rests in the 7th day, right? Okay, so anyhow, altogether makes 7. Yeah. And all the Egyptian mathematical information are left over in the pyramid. They also mention anything with 7. And they believe that 7 is the good number and the number of creative energy. It's probably a number of success in any kind of spiritual endeavor, right? So therefore, when the Buddha went for retreat, he also takes 7 days, 7 make 49. And when we make retreat, we mostly also make 7 days retreat. It just become like a very acceptable tradition. So nobody questioned the 7 days. Therefore, I guess maybe Jesus also went for 49 days. Or maybe he thought he'd make a break out of traditional tracks. I said, wow, why 9 days more? I had enough. Just walk out. He did not care for the reputation of so-called message.